Service Committee meeting. My name is Peter Tallman. I'm the chairman of this committee. To my right is Ward 3 Councilor David Bartley. Will Puello of Ward 2 will be here shortly. This meeting is on the Community Access Channel. It is being Zoomed and live streamed, and it is recorded. So I'll start the meeting off. I'll take an open meeting.
I'll make a motion to take item 1 off the table.
Number 1 off the table. So moved. This is, dear council members, subject to your approval, I hereby appoint the following individual to serve as member of the library on the library board of directors for the City of Holyoke. Brenna Levitin of 48 Vernon Street. Miss Levitin will replace Miss Julia Santiago and will serve her remainder term. Said term will expire in February 2025. Respectfully submitted, Joshua A. Garcia, Mayor. And we do have Brenna here on Zoom. Welcome, Brenna. Welcome to the public service meeting. We're going to have you tell a little bit about yourself and why you want to be involved in the city on this very important board, library board of directors for the City of Holyoke. So if you give me a brief background on yourself, and we'll be ready to ask you a few questions, okay?
Sure.
Good evening.
Hello.
Did you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to give a background first?
For you, yeah, a little bit of
confirm.
your background and your history.
Great.
And why you want to
Sure.
serve on this board, please.
Sure. So I have recently moved to Holyoke, but I was on the board of trustees of my previous town in Wilbraham. I have a master's of library and information science from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, which I just finished in 2021. I am currently working in the tech industry, but I still feel very strongly about the strength and health of our public libraries, and I feel very strongly that I, offer my expertise wherever it can be helpful, and turns out there are, open board positions. So that is, I am very happy to provide both my kind of unique perspective, both as somebody who has a recent library education, as well as has served as a trustee in another town. Say that would be probably a good background.
Thank you very much, Brenna. We are joined by Ward 2 Councilor Will Puello. Thanks for joining us. Any questions for our committee members here?
I'll let you go first, Pete, but I'll have a couple.
Okay. Thank you, Brenna, for coming down. It's really important that we have people that are willing to serve the city. And being a new resident, I'm glad that you stepped up because there are several board positions and different committees that we need to be filled, and really looking forward to you serving. And looking at your resume is quite extensive, and I see that you have been involved in libraries in your previous town, and with the background that you have and your commitment to willing to put the time into these meetings is important and vital. Have you been aware of, been attended any meetings at all so far for the library board?
Yes, so I sat in on the November meeting, but I've also kind of taken a look at previous minutes, which is always a good way to kind of get a little bit of a hint behind, minutes aren't complete, but it's a good kind of background.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think that's important. And you have no problem with the commitment of time meeting on this board at all? And your job wouldn't affect anything with this position? Okay, thank you so much. Councilor Bartley?
So Julia Santiago, I'm just trying to figure out where, I thought we appointed her this year.
I think it might have been,
Mr. Chair.
I think it might have been last year, this year or last year, yeah. I think it's a 3-year term, so she's fulfilling her term.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, Brenna, so clearly you've got the perfect resume for this. But just tell me about what happened at the Wilbraham Public Library, and how does what's happening with their board of trustees and with their library system?
Sure. So in terms of what projects I worked on, or just kind of
general, a broad perspective.
Sure. So Wilbraham is a little bit more homogeneous demographically than Holyoke, which is one of the things I'm very excited about for Holyoke. And in terms of, what part of why I wanted to move here was to be around many different types of people with different backgrounds, as opposed to kind of many people who look like me and have very similar backgrounds to me. So from that perspective, there isn't a ton of needing to balance competing interests within that library system. Not that there are necessarily issues with that in Holyoke, but there are more. From zero to any. Any is more than zero, So primarily it was kind of interfacing between the director, staff, and then kind of more generally the town, especially in terms of budgeting for the town, and making sure that the library, advocating for the library within the town budget. And then also one of the kinds of things that I worked on specifically was I happened to join right at a time where a lot of policies, including the bylaws for the entire board, were being kind of reevaluated or being created in the first place. So I find bylaws and stuff like that very interesting and enjoyable. I know that's not really the most common hobby, but I enjoy looking up Massachusetts general law citations. There's a recent library school, So I spearheaded the kind of, the bylaws hadn't been updated since 1997, I believe. So it was they needed to be kind of brought up to 2023, standards. And so that was a big project that we worked on. Yeah.
Well, and I was going to say, our most recent appointee, he has a tremendous background as well in library sciences. So it looks like we've got another good appointee, Mr. Chair, from the mayor. Of course, we want to thank Ms. Santiago for her participation too, because these are, they're volunteer deals. We need to have, the government doesn't work unless we have volunteers. So the three of us here, we're making tremendous sums of money in this position. I can assure you, but the volunteers are really critical to the whole process, and we would really, I would really, because I'm the only one here who's going to continue on next year. I just look at this little committee. We're going to be down to one in a month. So, but I certainly, for one, would like to hear more from you. I don't remember the last time City Council received meeting minutes from the library trustees. So that might be something maybe you could consider, having them as a regular process forward to the city clerk on a monthly or quarterly basis, so that we get a perspective of what's happening on your end. So, and then my last point is going to be, I don't know why I never mentioned this before, Mr. Chair, but Jimmy Kelly at the Polish National, he rallied his institution and a bunch of other Chicopee businesses, and I think they came up with a mobile unit. Now, I know that's kind of old school, but maybe
that was a very cool. When I saw that, I was very excited by that.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily want to spend other people's money, but if Jimmy's doing that for Polish National and Chicopee, then we have a big bank here in Holyoke with People's, and I mean, quite often once you get a lead like that, then others would jump on board, especially if it's for the community. So there's just little things like that might go a long way and promote the library. So
yeah, I know that that the library funding is unfortunately quite limited in comparison to other cities, even cities that are on similar economic footing to Holyoke. I'm not talking about Wilbraham. So I think I would love that, but I think probably that needs to kind of go on the list of
no
someday.
doubt. But you've got someday for sure, and that's not unreasonable. And I was going to say that the library, the way it was designed with the modern part, I wasn't here when they passed that bond. I know Pete was for sure, and they combined the modern part with the traditional library, and there's some really nice meeting space there. And I mean, the more you can promote that, get people inside the doors, I think the more you're going to see them coming back. So, at any rate, that's all I have, Mr. Chair. Thanks a lot.
Councilor Puello, you all set?
Well said. Thank you.
Well, then I'll offer a motion that we recommend the nominee to the full city council.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Brenna. We're going to bring this forward to the full council, let's see, the 19th,
Yep.
Sounds right.
Tuesday the 19th.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming down, and thanks for your time.
Yep, absolutely.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to take agenda item 2 off the table.
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Excuse me. Introduced by Councilor Todd McGee, ordered that the personnel post to city council at large appointments, post to fill city council at large appointments to the Community Preservation Committee that will be opening soon. This is referred to our committee November 21st. And with that, we have one candidate here. We asked to put that together with that. Everybody got the resume?
Yep.
I did.
Jason
Oh, yes.
Ferrer.
Oh, yes.
Jason, come on in. Thank you for putting this in. We have, I believe, 3 representatives for the CPC, and next month we'll be losing at least one. One of them is going to be elected sitting in this board, so, and there may be another one opened up that we'll be able to appoint in January, February. So, Jason, many of us know you. You served in these chambers a few years back, and thanks for willing to step up and be on this very important committee. If you could just talk a little bit about your past and why you want to be on the position for this board.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me, and thank you for your consideration for the position. For me, I think it's just a want. For me, there's a want or need to be involved in the city, to give back to the city of Holyoke. I've grown up here. I own a home here. I'm raising my family here, and community service is an important thing, I think. And I just saw this opportunity for myself to try to contribute something back to the city. Certainly, in the past, I've served on this council. I've served on other boards of directors in various organizations, the Children's Museum, the Holyoke YMCA, among others. We had a couple of children the last few years, so I've kind of taken a step back the last 4 or 5 years, kind of getting used to that new lifestyle. And, as things kind of evened out for us, I saw an opportunity to do something and get back involved in the city and contribute in some way, and that's why I'm here today.
Thank you. Councilor Barley.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Jason, welcome back. Always great to have you and see you here. It's a real honor to serve with you for your period here, and some of us are still hanging on for some reason. And this is not a put on the spot question, but have you've been charting the Community Preservation Committee's efforts, in the city, and I've overall been satisfied. Although I have one or two gripes myself.
Same.
And what do you think? What would I don't want why don't you tell me like some of the maybe like the goals, and then I'll give you my take on it.
Yeah.
Ever so brief.
Sure, I could talk about maybe a couple that I like, and then examples that I potentially disagree with. So, for me, my favorite project is the recent one that was completed by the Miracle League at Highland Park. That's my favorite of all the CPA projects that have been completed so far, and it was just finished and open a month ago. Yeah. And I think it just does what the CPA does best: is it supplements the city. It's improving our city infrastructure. It is involving people in the city who may not have the time to serve full time on the council. Carrie Parsons carried the football for that project quite a bit. It's I think that's one thing that the CPA does well, is that it brings people that are passionate about the city into an opportunity to do something. They see, maybe they don't, like I had said, they don't have the time to serve full time on the city council, but they can contribute 3 months of focus and work and skill that they have to do something for our city. And we live, full disclosure, I live right near that park, and me and my children go there all the time, so that may be why I like it so much. But while there, I spoke with a mother from Enfield, Connecticut, who was there with her son who has a disability, and she was telling me how few of those parks are in the region, and how important it was for her to see that. And I was just so proud to hear that, as somebody from outside looking at our city and seeing a good thing, and just feeling welcomed and knowing that her son could come here. And it was just something that I was really, it really struck me as important. And the other thing about that project is that it truly did leverage CPA money to get it done. I mean, it wasn't all CPA money, and it wasn't just a drop in a bucket in a big project. It was, that project likely would not have gotten done without the CPA, but it wasn't fully funded by the CPA. I think, I don't remember the specifics. I think it was roughly half came from other sources. So I think all of those things combined are a good example of what the CPA can do for the city. Some of the things that I think maybe aren't the best focus for the CPA are these massive projects, these $20 million projects that get $50,000. Like, if the CPA money is what it takes to push it over the line, like perhaps that's a good thing. But I don't know if that's necessarily the best use of the CPA, or what it's, as I feel about it, is the best use of the money. So, but yeah, I think it's, overall, I think it can be a positive in the city if used well. I think, I said this a number of years ago when the CPA was on the ballot, is that Holyoke is, I think, particularly well positioned to use the CPA. I think we have great recreational assets that need attention, and we're seeing that. Anniversary Hill, Mayor Field, Highland Park, Jones Point. We're starting to spread it around and invest in these things where maybe the city was handcuffed a bit and weren't able to invest those funds. And I think that the residents like that. I think it's popular. So just in general, just to continue on that, actually, we have open space. We have, we've seen the Glue Tack field project. And then certainly the historical buildings, I think, is something that makes Holyoke unique. I think it's something that I'm personally proud of. I like how our city looks. I like our city's history. I think it's important, and I think that it's something that, as somebody that's grown up here and has stayed here, is something that should be protected. And I think that the CPA does those things where, we all would love to do these things, but as you know, there's not unlimited money. And sometimes you got to make tough decisions. And I think what the CPA does is it allows us to take care of those things that are important, but not burning hot vital. You know what I mean? And, overall, that's why I like the CPA, and I think there can be some good function to the city.
Yeah, that's a really, really comprehensive answer, and I appreciate all that. We could keep going. I guess there's I'm just going to make a comment. Is that there's a tremendous sum of money that's in there, and to have somebody be fiscally prudent like yourself to be there, you just have to watch it. You really do. And now, I mean, there's a paid staff person, so I was never really envisioning that when we agreed to put on the ballot, but yet there it is. And but the bottom line is the commission runs it, not the staff person. Staff person facilitates, and sometimes that gets blurred a little bit, and I don't like it. So it's I mean, you've been here, so you know how to raise your hand and be assertive, and I think that'll be a breath of fresh air for that board. But so thanks for stepping up.
Yeah, thank you. Yep. Thank you for considering me.
Well, you're all set. Thanks again, Jason. It's a very important role you're going to be playing in the city. And I'm glad that the council has 3 votes, the 3 people to put on that board, so we can be in touch, and that you can come back to the council, the new council members, to let you know how you feel about certain projects. If we have any questions, I know that we can get back to you on this. And it's been a big benefit to the city. And I know we're having issues now trying to look at that CPA and put it on the ballot for next year to possibly save some people some money, but still keep the program going, which is important, because we got to give, the voters a chance, because people are struggling, and, we do want the CPA, but we know that there's people out there that are hurting. So
Unquestionably, Peter, and I mean, certainly as a homeowner in the city, I'm very acutely aware of what it means when this body spends money, or frankly allocates it. It's not lost on me, the value of that, and as I had noted earlier, the ability of the CPA to somewhat supplement the city in some ways as well, and kind of help the residents. So
yeah, and the importance, you said that you're here and you're here to stay, and you're raising your family here, and that you've already seen the work that the CPA has done in a couple of the parks, and that's important. So I'll entertain a motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we recommend Jason to full city council.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Jason. Thanks for coming down and stepping up. We'll bring this to the full council on the 19th of December.
great. I appreciate your time, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
All right.
You too. Thank you so much. Yep.
Mr. Chair, can we take number 3 off the table, please?
Yes, we can. This is from Mayor Joshua Garcia, a letter appointing Mr. Paul Burns Johnson to serve as a member of the Board of Appeals for the City of Holyoke. Mr. Burns Johnson will serve a 3-year term. Said term will expire July 1st, 2026. We did have this first last night. I don't think I have it on the jacket, but we did pull this out last night to appoint Mr. Burns.
Just so I'm clear, my point of order, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
I thought we did it last night to appoint Mr. Burns Johnson to fill a term through 24.
I believe it was till 24, and then if he was going to come forward.
This is to take the term through July 1 of 26. So this, I think, requires a separate vote.
Okay. Well,
I'll stand corrected if necessary, but I'll let me find my agenda.
yeah, I believe you're right. It was 2024, and I think that if the reason we did appoint him last night to fulfill that term is because they have an important meeting coming up, I believe on December 15th, where they need that 3rd member of this board. And I do believe it was till June of 2024.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the order. I just can't remember where it is.
Jeffrey, do you know on this one, Mr. Burns, was it till 2024 from last night?
It was, and I'm
scrolling. I'm almost
yeah,
there.
I'm unsure. Like I'm unsure how it is 2024. I'm unsure how 2026, how I got that on this agenda. But to be honest, this isn't even before you because it was
voted on last night.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I had to get it on the agenda because it had to be complete before last night's meeting. It had to be posted. So the reality is this isn't before you anyway.
So
Okay,
So we'll just say complied with?
comply with, motion's comply with.
Second?
All in favor? Aye? Okay. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thanks, Jeff. I'll make a motion, Mr. Chair, to take number 4 off the table.
Second?
Okay. Okay, item number 4 is subject, dear council members, subject to your approval, I hereby appoint the following individual to serve as an associate of the Board of Appeals for the City of Holyoke. Mr. Axel Fontanez, 71 Lynch Street. Mr. Fontanez will serve a 3-year term. Said term will expire on July 1st, 2026. Respectfully submitted, Joshua Garcia, Mayor. I don't see him here. Jeffrey, did we get in touch with him, or did he contact you, Mr. Fontanez?
Yeah, he did reach out to me about 15 minutes ago. He looked like he had intended to come in, but he had something come up last minute that took him away. He did send his apologies, and he plans to send me his resume tomorrow. And then I guess we can just hold on to this for a future public service meeting.
Counselor, motion to table this appointment?
Yeah, just,
Counselor Barley?
just through the chair to Jeff, do we ask the candidate to put his resume's got to go on the agenda, right? So you're going to put that as a communication, and then from there, we would send it to the Public Service Committee next year, right, Jeff?
Sure.
Okay, all right, with that being confirmed, I'll move to table.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Motion to table item number 4. Thank you.
Yep. And then I'll make a motion to take number 5 off the table.
Okay. Item number 5, introduced by Will Puello, ordered that the city solicitor, Lisa Ball, review section 2-156 and 162 of the charter covering legal opinions and provide a written legal opinion explaining when is the department allowed to refuse to provide legal opinions. This is referred to the council on October 17th and sent to our committee. Will, you're the maker of the order. I just have something I want to read as for public record, because I did get a message back from Attorney Ball today, and it said, "Hi Peter, it's Lisa Ball. Mike Bissonette just notified me my opinion on legal. Not providing opinions is on the Public Service Committee tonight. I didn't know that, and I have a Christmas party tonight for the Children's Museum Board at 5:30. Mike is in Hawaii, and Kathy is covering the license board. I wanted to be the one to address it, but I just did not know it was tonight." And I stated back, if you cannot make it tonight, I'll make a motion to table and put it on the next Public Service Committee meeting. Apparently we're moving this meeting pretty quickly. It'll probably come up later in tonight's meeting, 6:45 to 7, if you could be available at that time. And I said, thanks. And she said, if I can, I definitely will join. I just did not want to commit just in case I don't make it.
Yeah, I'm okay with tabling it and giving her some time. Yeah,
Yeah, because I guess with the other attorneys not here, and she did be the one to bring that forward,
for sure.
if that's no problem.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, and she had another commitment this evening, like I said. Counselor Bartlett?
Pero esta noche, ¿cómo vamos a hacer?
It's easy for you to say.
I know, I didn't understand that, but.
Okay, so just through the chair to my friend Will, the Ward 2 counselor, 2-156 and 162, do I have copies of that?
26112.
Hey, Jeff, can you?
Yeah, one moment. It's just one of the interpreters just has to be reassigned.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
thank you.
So, I mean, we did get the opinion. I mean, it'd be helpful to have a copy, but.
Yeah.
So you're saying table it to the end of the meeting so we can get through the other items, give her time to see if she comes back for later tonight.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
one other item.
Yeah, I mean,
We may not be able to get there tonight.
yeah, we might not. Okay, yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with tabling it to the end and giving her time.
Okay, we can.
Hasta
So for
dejarlo hasta el
Councilor
final.
Barley,
Consejero Barley.
All right. One moment.
Just hold up a second.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they're conversing.
Just take a motion, take a 2-minute recess.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take a 2-minute recess and get back. We get this squared away with the interpreters, okay?
right, should be all set now. There was, one of them was on there twice and just had to fix it.
I'll make a motion, we go back into open session.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we are back in open session here. We had to take a brief reprieve here to get the interpreters squared away here. So if you want to table this, we can to the end of the meeting if Attorney Ball does not show up.
Motion table.
Yeah, second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
And Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to take item 6 off the table.
Okay.
Second.
Item 6, it's introduced by Councilor Tessa Murphy Ramboletti, Jose Maldonado Velez, Israel Rivera, and Jenny Rivera, ordered that the City Council sign and support the attached resolution to create a state-authorized cultural district for at least 5 years to be named Puerto Rican Cultural District. Off the table for discussion, and I believe we do have somebody in here for this from planning.
I see Councilor Rivera there.
Yeah, I think Jenny's here.
Hello.
Councilor, okay. And Councilor Jenny Rivera is here on Zoom.
I'm also here, Stephanie
Stephanie
Colon.
Colon. Okay, and Stephanie Colon, I think Tessa sent us a message that you would be here for this. You're out of the planning department, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. We have this on the back. Everybody have the copy of it? Okay. Could you explain this? And I think we might have had this come up, seems like about a year ago. I don't know, in this committee. Some kind of a district, historic, some kind of cultural district. And the meaning behind this, the time frame, does it have to be 5 years? And where do we go from here to have the city or the state involved with this, if the state has to be involved with that?
Hello.
Stephanie?
So it was brought up, I believe, a year ago, and before my time in my current position. And in meeting with Mass Cultural Council, which they make the designations on the state level, they encouraged us to take an extra year to a few months to figure out what our plan was for the Puerto Rican Cultural District, which is why we're bringing it back now. They feel like we're ready to be designated. We also feel like we're ready to be designated. It's a project that stems from the El Corazon project, which is an art and placemaking project on Main Street, which will be the designation for the Puerto Rican Cultural District. I believe that it's 5 to 10 years on the designation. It opens up funding sources through MCC for businesses, for the city. It opens up other grants that people can use this as they're in the designated Puerto Rican Cultural District when they're applying for their own separate grants or applying to start a business in the area. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of we need the resolution in order to get the state designated approval, which if this gets signed, the resolution, then in August, the entire MCC board will decide if we get the designation, which we are on track to get the designation according to Mass Cultural Council.
Okay. Any comments or questions? Councilor Bartley.
Yeah, just it's always through the chair. Ms. Colon, thank you for being here. Did you say August?
Next.
Yeah, so they will do a site visit in the summertime.
Oh, it's on the
And then they will have the official designation will be in August. But we are looking to get the resolution done now, and that's the final part of our application.
All right, and I did review the whole resolution. It reads very well. I did look up Chapter 10, Section 58A. That's fine. I got a copy of it here. And then it says at Article 3, will appoint a city official to represent the city within the district partnership of said cultural district. So who will appoint the city official, and what's the district partnership? What does that mean?
So we currently have a district partnership through our El Corazon Advisory Committee. And Nueva Esperanza is one of our main partners and collaborators. We also work with Enlace and a few other partners who come to our El Corazon Advisory Committee, like the Chamber, Fiesta Cafe. We worked on one of our projects with them. So any partners, like anybody from the district, is welcome to join that El Corazon Advisory Committee. And I believe that the appointment of a city official, as my current role as mass emotion coordinator for OPED, I've kind of taken over that because it lives in our office. So I guess I'm unofficially appointed, but we can appoint somebody else to be the collaborator in the like district management.
Yeah, see, that's a little vague because I don't know who's appointing the city official. So first off, nobody from, I don't think you're saying this, but no one from the Corazon Advisory Committee can, you can't appoint a city official because that committee has no municipal power. So.
Well, the El Corazon, it's something that the city started. So technically, like we're the leaders on this project. So like we've taken charge. We can appoint a different city official. It's just like this project lives within our office within the city.
And that's a pretty good argument, except I don't remember seeing this advisory committee given any kind of substantive powers to an ordinance or anything along those lines. So I'm going to tend to doubt that, what you just said, although it sounded good. I'm going to tend to doubt it. So I would guess I would rather this would be, I mean, I want to move this along, but I want Article 3 to be clarified as to who will appoint a city official and what city official is qualified, because there might be, and can any city official apply? I mean, you can't just have it wired for you. Not that you want to do it, but that doesn't work that way in a democracy. Generally, we try not to work that way. Although we did have fun last night with open media law violation. That was. Hold on, Ms. Colon. It's not your turn yet. You hang back.
Let's keep focused on the question.
Yeah. Well, I'll focus. I just went to an aside for a second. That was fun. So I disagree that El Corazon Advisory Committee, even though it sounds like an ad hoc part of OPED, but it's not anything official of which I'm aware through an ordinance or anything that we voted on to approve. So I guess I'd want to have the process about appointing somebody kind of, you don't have to spell it out in the resolution, but I want to at least understand it. And I guess I need to have a better understanding of that prior to our vote. Thank you.
Councilor Puello.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So thanks, Stephanie, for talking about this. I do remember it vaguely when it came up last year, and I think I remember meeting with some of the folks at Nueva when we filed the first one. So my question's regarding the grants and what do you guys have plans for the grants? Like what do you guys plan on doing with all the funds that are supposed to come in?
So like I said, we are eligible to apply to certain grants. So it's not that we have like funding, just flowing in. It's going to give us like leverage to be able to apply, which will add to like reactivation of public spaces, things like that within the district. So that's what we have planned. We do through the El Corazon different projects that we've been working on with Nueva and other like public art projects. So we are trying to expand off of that.
And these grant funds are going to support those art projects, cultural projects, things like that.
That's the idea of like a arts and like a cultural district is meant to like support the businesses, the art organizations within that district, and that this also will open up the eligibility. Well, it will help us be eligible to apply to other cultural districts in the city if that was something that people were interested in.
Yeah, that last point's interesting because I remember that point when it was brought up too. Like somebody said, can we apply for an Irish cultural district to support the work that the parade committee does?
Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. The MCC is very, like, they're open to doing any kind of district. This district was started initially because El Corazon, again, the Main Street corridor, which is where um, the lit towers begin and end on Main Street, which was funded through CDBG funds. So that was part of like the placemaking project. And so this is just an extension off of that work to try to designate this as an arts and cultural district. So from that, yes, we are like open to getting other districts named if, the parade wanted to get an Irish district name. We already have all the steps to get the Puerto Rican cultural district name. It would just be like piggybacking off of that.
Cool. Thank you.
I just had one more
Yeah, no, go.
question. Stephanie, on this district, I know you talked about Main Street. Is there a certain block area? Is it just Main Street? Does it include South Holyoke? Does it include High Street? Or could you explain that?
It does not. It does not include High Street. I'm not sure if Councilor Ramboletti added the map to the order, but it does encompass South Holyoke, the Flats, and like the Main Street / Ray Street area. So the downtown, not including High Street part of Holyoke.
Okay, so off of Main Street, South Holyoke, the Flats, and also like Ray Street would be part of that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't get a map. I didn't see the map, but I'm sure that could.
Yeah. Wasn't it like one of those towers, the two towers that they put up? The
Yeah,
HGE?
it was.
Yeah.
So like the entrance to the district, like in quotations, is the lit tower from HGNE under like the 391 underpass, and the other one is like next to Lyman Street. So that was like an indicator. We also expanded the district like outside of Main Street. That was a recommendation from the state because it encompasses more of the area. And like we're able to use that for, when we are able to apply to grant funds and things like that.
Okay, and who's in charge? Who would be in charge of the district? I mean, would it be one of the groups you said? And the city official that's supposed to represent the city would be part of that group? Is that how that works?
Yes. I mean, well, at OPED, we are like, doing this project. So we would essentially be in charge of the project. And if the issue with getting the resolution signed is that vague part, we can definitely amend that to fix. And yeah, I was not appointed to be the official city official. It's just I've taken on the role because this lives again in OPED. So somebody, if you have a suggestion on how we can vote in a city official, we can definitely add that to the resolution.
I think that would be.
I definitely have a suggestion.
Councilor Barley, I think, has one, and I think
Yeah.
it's important that we do clarify that part of the resolution at
Yeah, I mean,
Article
it should
3.
be nominated by the mayor and approved by the city council. I think that's how you do it, frankly. I don't think there's a better way than that.
Right.
So I'll make a motion if is it appropriate, Mr.
I believe it is. Yeah, she said she could amend this, and we could hopefully get this through if we amend this, and they can get us a new copy. I think that'd be the right
Okay,
thing
so
to
the
do.
way to do it, let me just ask you a question, so point of order then. So we'll make the motion, we'll prove it. We can't get into resolution form, but we would get it sent to us prior to the next full meeting. Is that fair?
It's fair.
Okay, then my motion would be to have Ms. Cologne or somebody amend Article 3 of the resolution to clarify the appointing part. And my suggestion is to have the mayor of the City of Holyoke, appoint the city official subject to city council approval.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I believe that's a good motion. Stephanie, will that be a problem doing that and getting that to us before our next meeting? That we're gonna
No,
amend
that
this?
will not be a problem. Can you just remind me the date of your next meeting?
It's the December 19th, a Tuesday.
Okay, perfect. I will send that over. Do I send it over to the three of you guys, or?
You can send
how
it to
does
our
that
administrator,
work?
Jeffrey, our
Okay,
administrator,
I will send it over to Jeffrey.
Council Barley.
Yeah, I would suggest that our administrative assistant and Ms. Cologne work collaboratively to hammer out the proper language, and then probably run it by the committee chair for final approval. And then once that's approved by the committee chair, I would suggest that you send it to the clerk to be posted at the as a communication. To the 19th agenda. That's what I would suggest.
Is that,
Okay, sounds good.
could you do that? Work with our administrative assistant?
So, Ms. Cologne,
Yeah.
you won't.
I'll
you'll be
reach out to Jeffrey.
Yeah, Ms. Cologne, you won't be. You'll be around. You're not going to Hawaii, are you? No.
I mean, are you paying for my plane ticket?
Well, we have other city officials in Hawaii, so I'm just wondering if you're going to be there too. But if you need me to pay for your plane ticket, Ms. Cologne, listen, I got it.
Yeah.
Good to know. No, I just wanted to know the date so I can make sure, and I will reach out to Jeffrey.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be very helpful, and I don't think it'll be a problem if we get that amended for Article 3. To clarify that it would be appointed, the city official will be appointed by the mayor with approval of the full city council.
Yeah, subject to approval. Yeah.
Subject to approval of the council.
Perfect. Yeah, Jeff knows what to do, and Stephanie will help him. So,
Okay.
all right,
All set?
then I'll make a motion that we approve the order as amended.
Second.
All,
Recommend for adoption that we approve it as amended to the full city council.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Stephanie. If you work with Jeffrey on this, and hopefully we can get this done and bring it to the full city council on the 19th, okay?
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Mr. Chair, I'll move to take item 7 off the table.
Second.
All approved?
Aye.
Aye. Ordered, this is introduced by Councilor Todd A. McGee, ordered that a tree be planted out front of City Hall near the Dwight's side and have a permanent tree for lighting purposes. Off the table for discussion. I reached out to Jeffrey on this one a little bit, and sounds like Todd has talked to the mayor. I haven't had nothing more since then. Does anybody have any thoughts or comments on this?
I like trees.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm okay with trees.
my thing is the tree that we get every year for Christmas, if that's going to be for tree lighting, this tree is usually right out in front, which is basically High Street in the States on the Dwight Street side. So I don't know where it would be on the way over on the.
Right, yeah.
Not a lot of grass over there.
No, there's not much over there, and there's like a little hill, and there's If I could ask Jeffrey, Jeff, have you heard anything, or has Todd gotten back to you or the mayor on this item number 7?
No, I haven't gotten any further information since you and I spoke about it earlier.
Okay.
As you and I said, there's, not a time crunch on this, but
Right.
yeah, we haven't heard back anything yet.
Okay, because I mean the thing is, how big is the tree going to be? Is it going to be a seedling? Is it going to grow? Is it going to be a tree that we're going to sort of transplant from somewhere that's already, 50 feet tall? So I'll leave it up to my committee members to join.
Well, I think
Okay.
based upon that, I don't really see him planting too many trees at this time of year. So
There's no hurry on this item, I'm sure.
yeah,
but-
so I would say we should probably table it and ask the mayor or somebody from Public Works to come in and give us some input on that.
Sounds good.
No,
Councilor Puello, second that?
it's a great idea. Oh, yeah, second.
Okay, we'll do this.
Motion.
Is that a motion, right?
So moved.
We'll table this, and we'll have contact the mayor and see if we can get somebody from DPW to give us some insight on how we could achieve this tree being planted, okay?
Folks, I'll make a motion to remove item 5 from the table.
Second.
So moved. Item 5, again, I don't know if Attorney Ball is going to be here, but I'll just read this again. introduced by Council Will Paolo, that the city solicitor Lisa Ball review section 2-156 and 162 of the charter covering legal opinions and provide a legal opinion explaining when is the department allowed to refuse to provide legal opinions. This was referred to the council on October 17th. As I said, the three attorneys we have will not be able to be here tonight. I contacted Attorney Ball, and she said I'd say this would be up between 6:45 and 7. Here it is almost 7 p.m. Apparently she cannot make it, but she did state that if she could possibly make it, she would. So, Councilor Puello, what would you like to do with this item?
Yeah, I mean, if I could, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I just wanted to respond to, I mean, it's unfortunate that nobody could be here for it, but that's okay. I just wanted to respond to the actual legal opinion that she wrote, and it would have been helpful to have a copy here so everybody could follow along. But
What's the date of that legal opinion? I might even have it in my...
so I actually was able to pull it up. I could just read it for you.
Yeah,
It was at our 21st meeting, November 21st.
November 21st?
Yeah.
She did. Okay, so there wasn't something provided then?
Yeah, there was a legal opinion that was provided. We just don't have it tonight. But I just wanted to read part of it, and it was the second to last part. So it says, and I'll be quick. In some cases, the city solicitor's office provides opinions on subjects which are unpopular and subject to criticism. It is not the job of this office to be political or popular. We research and review every issue that comes before us and write every opinion honestly and with integrity. To do so any other way would put our licenses to practice law at risk. It is not lost on this writer that this order was filed in response to an assistant solicitor refusing to expand upon an opinion which was already given on the subject. This refusal led the maker of this order to declare in a public meeting on October 10th, 2023, that the law department was corrupt. As if the first accusation of corruption was not enough, this same counselor made the accusation again in a city council meeting on October 17, 2023. I want to be clear that the city solicitor's office will not be intimidated or bullied by any city councilor over the legal opinions we submit to city council, nor will we remain in meetings to sit as council in the future if harassed and disparaging comments of this nature continue to be made against members of this office. This was an appalling accusation to make in a public meeting, and it's shameful that these type of statements are allowed to be made. It's my sincere hope that moving forward, councilors will treat this office and other city employees with the respect they deserve. In conclusion, in this instance, an opinion on the subject matter in question was given to the city council. It was not refused. We will continue to provide legal opinions as the mayor and the city council request pursuant to Holyoke City Ordinance 2-162. So I just wanted to respond to that. I know it was a lot, but I just, I appreciated the first part of the opinion, which got to the meat and potatoes of the question asked, but that second part was just extra, completely unnecessary. And then to go on and say that requesting an expansion on a legal opinion is an attempt to intimidate is I mean, it's unbelievable, really. It feels like intimidation from the law department to try to even insinuate that. I mean, these are attorneys. I'm some 27-year-old kid reading things and having questions and saying, well, hold on a minute. This doesn't make sense. And I think that at this point, the proof is out there, the videos are out there, and people have seen it. And it's just, it's unbelievable what's happened. And we have every right to question opinions as they come in. And at this point, in my humble opinion, a lot of the opinions that we've gotten from the law department should be reviewed and scrutinized. The ones on reverters that we got last week from ordinance, the CPA. I mean, at this point, we're debating on finance whether or not CPA is it's been validly adopted. And according to their opinion, I mean, it's just a big mess there. The opinion that that went back, that they filed, that they provided themselves, that they shouldn't have provided in the first place when they changed our voting rules and then gave themselves a bunch of vacation time. And then if they want to talk about intimidate, I mean, what about what they did to Paula when they removed her from the Historical Commission, Paula Ferrer, and she was entitled to a public hearing, and she never got that. So I just, it's so ridiculous that this would even happen from a city employee that just got a pay raise now she's going to be making six figures. I mean, it's just unbelievable that she thinks that she's above scrutiny and above being questioned, this entire department. It's unbelievable. And my last point, to address the last paragraph here that they put out, that in conclusion, the assistant, that they actually provided the opinion. They didn't. And so I emailed the video clip to Jeff, and I wanted to see if we could play that. And it's basically, it's essentially just Attorney Bissonnette saying on the mic, we didn't give you an opinion, no problem, we'll give it to you because you requested it, and then we all know how that turned out. So Jeff, if you could play that video, please, I'd appreciate it.
No, you never sent it to me. I asked you to send it, and I didn't know if you were planning to share it yourself or whatnot, but no, I didn't get it.
You didn't get the video?
No. My email said that I hadn't received it.
Let's see, it says here, don't I have an email receipt from you saying you got it? I have a receipt from you that says that you got it and that you had to. It was today. Let's see, video clip.
I said, no, I haven't seen it. Can you send it to me?
He's got it. No.
Yeah, he should have it, Jeff. You should have it in your email. I got a confirmation from you. It's you said you had to go back and get somebody to show you how to play it because you were going to have audio issues.
What I was saying to you is that I had issues playing a video in general, but the video from you itself I did not receive.
Okay. Can you double check that? Because I just sent it to you.
I'm looking at the emails from you, and I see the email that says video clip, but there isn't an actual video clip in the email.
Maybe like attachment or something?
Yeah, I've got it right here on my phone. I said, just wanted to confirm you've got my video clip for tonight's meeting. Thanks.
And I said, no, I haven't seen it. Can you send it to me and I'll circulate it? From there, I don't have it. There's no video in the email.
Yeah, well, okay. How can I play this here, Mr. Chairman? Because I think it's important for people to see the video.
I don't know how we do it if we're not on the screen. I don't know if it can be.
I mean, is there a way for you to try to resend it again?
Could you resend
Yeah, here, I'll try forwarding it to you. Include to Jeff. It's a dot movie.
Was this like a brief clip of it?
Yeah, it's like a minute clip. Yeah, no, it's not the whole meeting. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Chairman's got to go home soon, so.
No,
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, okay. If it's too much, if you could get that to play, Jeff, I'd really appreciate it. I thought you had that based off our email traffic here. There's a ton, like you said, you had it, and you had to check how to get it to play, and then at the end, I think you said, yeah, I got it. I figured out how to get the videos to play.
No, it was just a misunderstanding. What I was confirming is that I was able to figure out the issue with playing audio on videos in general, but the specific clip I didn't get.
Did you get it now? I just sent it.
I haven't received the email. It hasn't come through yet, no.
All right.
It might be that it's just so large that it's taking a minute to get through.
Yeah, it's about a minute. Yeah, if it's too crazy, then we won't go through it. But
But it is, Council
It
Paul, it
is
is
a-
public record, so it's.
it is
up to
public
you.
record, and people have
want
seen
to
the
pull
clip.
it up.
Right. It's been posted. It's on Facebook. It's made its rounds. It was posted, so Mimi Panich, I'll give her some coverage. We had it up on her Facebook, and we had a couple people see it. So I know it's out there, and it's just important for people to see and for people to realize, because you also hear in the public the conversation of, oh, well, city employees, it's unbelievable that some people say things about city employees. We appreciate city employees. The city would not function without them. The city wouldn't function without volunteers and a lot of other people that go around here unpaid. But it's also important that city employees be monitored, that they be tracked, and that especially, the third branch of Holyoke government, right, the law department, that's supposed to be independent and, without interference. It's so important that we monitor and that we scrutinize and make sure that everything's going on the way it's supposed to. But, yeah, that's my takeaway. I'm glad I got to respond to the opinion, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it, and thank you.
Your time. So do you want to?
Yeah. So this has been complied with. We got the
Complied with.
opinion. It's public record.
Oh,
and-
Mr. Chair? Oh,
Okay.
I'm going to weigh in on this.
Counselor?
Yeah.
Counselor Barley.
No, I'll happily weigh in on this. When I first read this opinion, to have the law, first of all, we were at the meeting. Everybody got a little hot under the collar. I apologize. Mr. Bissonette apologized. Councilor Puello apologized. You might have been apologized. I don't. I thought that was it. I mean, I moved on, and now I've got Attorney Ball playing victim in 4 paragraphs here. It took longer for the counselor to read her 4 paragraphs than our colloquy actually existed at that particular meeting. So for Attorney Ball to fly off the handle to play the victim, I mean, that's exactly what the Ward 6 counselor does. He's the king of victimhood. Just did it again last night. If you question an employee, like I questioned an employee in executive session, I mean, it's a personal attack. Well, that's nonsense. And then to turn around and say that we, if we have a question, don't respect employees, and to start that rally, I mean, that's just baiting. That's all it is. And I think I made my point last night. I'm tired of it. I'm not going to put up with it. And if you want to come at me, believe me, you're going to get both barrels coming back at you. I would only add one other point, Mr. Chair. If the chair recalls, at the start of this term, it was Attorney Ball and the mayor who went after the Ward 2 counselor without any kind of evidence. Those two tried to remove the counselor from his seat. They got slapped down so hard by the Superior Court judge, and then they have the chutzpah to come in here and say, we don't agree with it, but they didn't have the guts to appeal the decision. That's a gutless comment that we had to face. So they put that gentleman on the hot seat, tortured him for months, had their fun up on the 4th floor of the annex. They're despicable. And then she puts in here this victim nonsense. She can go jump in the Connecticut River as far as I'm concerned. So I don't appreciate that, but you put it in context, hopefully the public will understand. You know, sometimes we get emotional here. I've apologized a million times and I've shaken hands a million times with counselors all the time. But that stuff came out of left field from the law department, unsolicited. They got beat down so hard by Judge Callum, the Superior Court judge. That was one of the most embarrassing opinions I've ever read in my career, smacking down the law department. And then they come in here and say, we don't disagree. Well, appeal it. Appeal it. Radio silence. Gutless. And you want to come in here and throw that out on a public record? No. So come in here, have the debate, have it in an open session. I'm ready for you. But you can't just go ahead and do backdoor deals and file claims to remove a city councilor completely off the mark. So I think that's where it started. She's still licking her wounds over that total debacle. So if you thought I was going to let that one go, not going to happen. Similar, I'm going to go on one more time. Similar last night to the counselor at large elect, who has the nerve to come into here and say whomever is the ordinance chair. I mean, just low class.
Well, Councilor Barley, I think she meant whoever will be.
No.
Because it could be somebody different.
I'm going to give her it's just a low class comment by a low class individual. And I tell you what, I look forward to having our debates next year. I'm going to have fun. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Will, you all set with this?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Yeah, I'm okay with this.
Complied with?
Appreciate it.
Second.
Okay. This is final item for public service. This is a final meeting for myself as public chair for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And look forward to whoever's going to take this over, to hand this over to. I really appreciate Ward 3 Councilor David Bartley and Ward 2 Councilor Will Puello working with me and trying to do the work of the city, of this public service committee, to get some people on some of these commissions and boards that, as we all said, that the work of volunteers is really what really makes the city tick. And we do our job and we get paid for it, but it's the people that actually in the community out there that are willing to step up and do the volunteer work. And I really appreciate my colleagues here for the work they've done in getting this done for the city of Holyoke. So appreciate
thanks for
it.
all your work you did. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
We stand adjourned.